Liquid people is really the flip side of the coin of many faces of growth, one of our other trends this year. In that trend, we're talking about the way in which organizations and companies increasingly are beginning to redefine the way in which they measure the value they deliver. So what we're seeing is people are beginning to ask questions about, what does it mean to be a consumer? What does it mean to me to be an employee? What lies beyond those definitions? And this is happening because of digital, because of what's happened in the last 25 years has exploded our conception of choice. It's exploded it by offering us much more choice in ideas and things we can buy or do. But it's also given us the ability to change much more quickly at the click of a button. That expansion of choice which digital has brought to us has also led inexorably to this point where we've become much more liquid as people in the things that we want to work at and the things that we want to buy. And that's leading to this phrase conscious consumption. People are beginning to question quite clearly, what is it I'm buying here? And is this the right thing to be buying? Is this delivering the extra value that I want? And that extra value is increasingly being defined not so much by status, does this make me look better, but does it make me feel better? If you look, for example, at Impossible Burgers, which is the by now well-known plant-based burger, 95% of people who buy Impossible Burgers in the US are actually meat eaters. So what's going on here? Well, actually what they're doing is they're looking for this different kind of added value, not the added value of 28-day dry-aged beef, but added value as in a plant-based burger is actually helping with the planet. It's also about the degree to which we talk about things. Major trend in Sweden this last year has been flygscam or flight shaming, where people actually specifically ask each other questions about why are you taking that flight. And interestingly, the flip side of that is train bragging, where people are saying, look at me, I didn't take the flight, but I took the train. And as a result of that, there's clear evidence that airport use in Sweden is on decline and train usage is on the rise. So what does this mean from a design perspective for products and services? What it means is that we've really got to face up to the fact that a lot of people will be having ethical anxiety and making those trade-offs in real time. And we need to try and understand the mindsets of people to understand exactly the trade-off that they're taking. One of my colleagues was saying the other day that she was asking her flatmate, shouldn't we actually change our attitude to plastic in this flat and buy less? He said, no, I'm not particularly interested in doing that because I'm a vegan already, so I think I'm doing my bit. So they're having a private conversation there about the trade-offs. We're going to have those conversations in our heads, internally, but also externally with other people. We're going to have to look much harder at the mindsets of people. We cannot restrict to just thinking about broad-scale demographics. That's not going to be good enough. And this shift to conscious consumption and people thinking very hard about the value that they get out of the work they do, both from a customer experience and an employee experience point of view, will mean mindsets really come to the fore. On top of that, we're going to need to think about the CX and EX around both of these at the same time, because if we can combine the goals of customers with the goals of employees in the same set of actions, that's really where there's gold in this trend.